pameboa saa so na opesa wo ko ye wo engagement no wo funeral no ye na sesa wo ko no asa de aye bibie wo ho no unya baabi nko pam wontare ne dia ma men kanfo aye tree pam ma o tree pam ta men kanche so gusu a pam wontare no adento be adento na ne tree pam di nkomo wona ni ndinsa wo so no betimi aboa say your church wear say your office wear say your wedding na wo ko na say funeral ni nyina tree pam ebe pamontare na mamo say yes or pamontare papa ma mo share your political suit no and ye MPC ni na empemfo ogrom ha nyina money che pamendin san wo so san so no a and a branch na life when any so o to me pamontare ma o to me sha wo mpese wo be yi no ono ani che pam o we ya awoshi the market hono man na shop ne wo and to be in terminal ni che pam medin komo awo ye 020 837738 020-683-7738 and now when you Chepam in the Encomo Chepam I'll see your custom tailoring
Virtual DJ
Asase papa de wo pebi atoparia na ye na Maakye Estate and Construction Limited hono na sesa wo ko asase de wo pebi ato a esa fata sesa ko baby papa se na daachi bi asam bi aba ho a obetumi akoho na oni o makodi nkomo ehwa ne na Maakye Estate and Construction Limited oto asase wo hono ma menstro oto asase wo hono ma kan hunu se bibia betumi akoyi ama o oto asase wo hono ma kan hunu se eniema ekoyie enu ntino woni ye na Maakye Estate and Construction Limited ezese mudin komo ye pa na Maakye Estate samen kancho sensa sinu gama saman dodo waka so teacher mante dencho kotoku fanchine ko hono nyina nsase go ho ensase papa ni nyina na Maakye Estate and Construction Limited esemen kancho say ye ntemwe na bra na woto nsase ne ma 100 pieces of blocks woto nsase ne amount discount wo nsase woto nyina so de na ye na Maakye Estate and Construction Limited necessary wo ko office no amasama obey forest hono na ye office no ankasa wo 0205 051525 0205 051525 and office 0598 653 9999 0598 653 9999 now we need a na Maakye Estate and Construction Limited for ND and come on number boy ye pa 48 minutes past the hour of 7 a.m. Meeting area man sign soon for Kojo Preko Dankwah from now to 9:45 exactly. But here Kessben Maakye and Ebre on our live on Kessben TV so and our face no Kessben 92.9 FM Accra Kessben 92.9 FM Accra Kessben TV 4 Madam Asibebre Simon and our face so Dr. we feel no Maakye nyina michi obia Mr. and Mrs. Abedu I'll continue to greet you. My father is and my mother Kumasi na regime chamu bebre me sure say bibia boko so wo fie sa so na wotem nka 92.9 FM me da say so do afidie no ato ha no we was circle ye ne teleso office no na ye adjacent into ba dan den nyina no wonsa ebekan asra twin towers ene ye office no 4th floor honom na ye wo Saso na temenka ewo DSTV channel and also share mo DFC channel channel 364 and also Go TV channel 121 on Facebook Kessben 92.9 FM Accra Kessben 92.9 FM Accra wonsa ebekame ewo honom ene yebedi nkomo ye pa 50 past the hour of 7 nkomodie no edoso ye bransa na no yenkwaja pomudini emfie ye C4C liver specialist hospital hono me doctor wo doctor Siama ewo line so ene ba bedi nkomo from C4C liver specialist hospital starting in the morning on our health segment no and ye de ebro doc ewo line so ne anopay onfa de wo hono so emma ye na fe no yenko ye nim doc me ma wache ema wakwaba eba ye Kessben 92.9 FM so and afi so ye Kessben TV so me jiri yesa honamu de bibia aye boko de
minya me da se anope obade adaroma ahoden wo ho me jidi se wo so ahoden wo ho se ne ode acha yen no
amen ahoden e wo ho maye pa weekend so ji wa ho me aka ma wa ho
only a weekend in the to be a Juma home.
Oh, sorry.
Well, when you never say you call you are some engagement near outdoor is binti. Well, wouldn't maybe
dear, no, come, so 90 more. One could be a job end day. In for I am inviting quite as so could be. And we hear you, Matthias here, and Judy is a doctor for some more ASC for Subia somewhere.
Oh, senior, bad dear, Adaroma, Obia, where ni nurses, ni other auxiliary staffs, ni Obia, where
Amen. Yet I say, I don't pay and a Juada, a year the 24th in the month of August. Yaba, you be a year doctor, and no pay your work and my yang away your health and home, your pum didn't home commodity, ya down. And ye the day and a shall see what I'm.
Yo, that say, nano pay so. That for any of your force was say, what my acquiring a buria, fee more calm, any impo, radio, pocket radio, crown, yeah, that was it. Say, any day the Kaya witty, and so the Amesters, how you didn't come out a fire promoting one 72, and your ma arrive air course where your chronic condition, area hodwa, Nico, I had in higher crown corner, and then I did home commodity, we are trained, there was here, now impo. Apomedeno ACP Esita and them. Now, another, you say you share some of the major signs and symptoms of hepatic diseases. So, you can hepatic diseases are now, you see how happen, you say hepa agent homa brebuono, and diseases, you not just say, area, can't your brebuono. Then the bed done, the amay who said, Empire was sent me to an amount in hospital, and yes, sir, cancer, to brebuono, sorry. And yes, sir, Brebuona, and who no best sorry. And yes, sir, a crew, Baba Beda Brebuon, who then a bebom in Kayama to Sana Monum. Statistic Kakra last week, the home community say it is in a serious rise. Says a Quaco, yes, and no crampono, or how can see a palm and some of the conditions are near inside diabetes, near the account. It's only say, you said, near Brebuono. Myself, the air can say. Brebuoni jumano do sunti se kobase oye jumana omo nkaye se bibia ese wo mu yemman mu ha ni a part of the world ne de yem check up nti se obi be sore se na me ko hospital akwa akohwe me brebuo no ahwe na ho ode no yenta anya saa ache se yehu se o how be ekoso wo ni pediano mu ansana itnya nti ne ye pese ye kire se one of the major signs are abadani di ama wo se yare bi ba obrabo mu no ene se wo anemia ya kan anemia ya what types of anemia bebre or megablastic anemia bebre wo but e kire se wo moja no so ba form na ya brabo no store iron emain pa cho iron no na boa ema ya ho odin mu yetimi nya ho odin gain that energy in order to eat cry and to go on with our activities then so say kobase Brebuono a disease and an unwarding baffomo and storage of iron no be a problem. Impone storage of vitamin A be a problem into vision no sucrate may a problem. Folate to the folic acid pembe breuko hospital doctor de ma say we oba fa ba ko abribiano o Brebuono store natural one ni be mau so it means store sa for your area ban so dia na say uba be lack folate no wo ni pediano mu vitamin K a boy ni pediano man po say moja bi chai na pie free ni pediano ma coagulate say boa ma moja nan en free ni pediano mu ontimi yasa it is a bibika kra no be chowa na wo bleed excessively and a major signs obi so wa ni nemu yenka mpacho you be a friend of fetal hepaticus the bad breath of the liver me brana on to me one son in age money nti obon say is basically getting rotten inside nti oben okra na nka bi efri ni ho eba okasa na nka fri ni num eba sa nka we bi wo wa very very bad this answer akoye say garlic any kosia afei ene ya kan bom nti me say we major signs abetro ebi wo wa na ahokeka so doso mpacho ahokeka no enye say bia o ho na ohokeka o keke da bi odware wi a na ne hokeka ne yefa aquagenic pruritus I be wo ko generalize ne honam die ni nyina ebi susu wo ho kra na one side pe ebi wa na ye ne nsa ho ne kon ho abri bia ne so a crobia mamma daho, and sign be a mamma daho, and your science a catcher say, we live on a who day air coffin. It is what ends, and now we are ding. So, yeah, you'll be a friend BBB, blood brain barrier. Ammonia and waste, no, if we live and break it down, you might be bread proteins, maybe a can't via, I was so ye free. On to me, ye pet a sun settle, a what a dream, a bassa, it need this store, who sleep, no, a man now, a year day, a mouth. Lethargic feeling or young maybe iron on storage na conformity which mean your muscle wasting and as your friend Caucasia. If you cry over a draw no now who are doing that with running when I was at the efficacy of a drone cost when they say be out in a ya para nitimi bois na a dreaming and who are doing it tipa no co it be a team in a chichua a draw no the way our body need metabolizing the breaking it down liver need to mean this argument into bones a why you're working pharmacy one draw sa nanzo yare no entime nko esan se we live no e bon kai se bra mama papa sister ma ho de ne ba fom nanso nyankopon ama ma ho de bia se me yare a me ametime sa me ho yare nanso ende de me ntime ye esan se me hia mmoa mmoa ne se ko check up na yɛhwɛ liver no problem ɛwom ebia na yɛ ade afi na start ebi kura na yɛ fat kɛkɛ na akyekere ho ebi kura na ebi awɔ hepatitis A B C D kai sɛ na hepatitis is treatable obi a ɔka sɛ hepatitis cannot be treated no mesrɛ sɛ bɔmmɔden ne hyia C4C liver specialist hospital yɛbɛhwɛ what we call the histology of brɛboɔ no na kyerɛ sɛ yɛhwɛ brɛboɔ no mu tissues ɛkeka ho hepatocyte natural killer cells kappa cells lobo sinusoid all these special blood vessels na yebehwe ebia na o kappa cells na ho de na aba for me say omo natural immune cells omo boa fight infections ahodo ma yehwe ni nyina wi a ye Kenya obrebo no no ankasa sorry braka na wa start so odi na ejima into any kwan say want to mean di ni nyina say moja na aba for ma obedi na ejima ma no adasoro mesel bo modia ni ndi nkomo ana yehwe na wotwe nyina ye bedo mo su kwa hwehwe nioma bebre ti me kofo how nyina ba enu ho na mo aye betu
dog yara se wakasa bi odi asha se fini de hu hia ye pa na wotwe de be de esese nyina yesua de efa ho nti no ye beye but me hu se obi beka fat na abechechere ho anase bibia se me ba hospital na modin fidie check ma me na afie no mo hu se ne beti akọ enti me sa no menye den wadama
yo ba me pa cho se ba sa ma we ni nya o ya ma wo yemu so enhyehyw the edi kan no you be a friend bedside treatment so we know be ni din komo fa wo yare ho sometimes a hele okra entem nti mesro omodiani to anamona brasi for liver specialist hospital Cape Coast you were Green Hill opposite Addison Square Garden agona of the base of branch Kessben pa e wo Kumasi na Ashanti region where Juso Kwamo Jachi Junction Accra so there were Denta SDA Junction branches na start exactly 7 a.m. on the dot na yapon 5 p.m. kai so your treatment plan no enye so yetie woni keke na ya chiro nduama there be your scans ni fidi ahodo e de betwe moja no ahwe moja no mu ye scan no so behwe the part of body ni bibi organs ahodo e wose ye hwe nyina ansa na ye the natural medication ekenya woni pedia no ma ni pedia na nkasa etini asori asa no ho yare nti mesrel but modern na fan number na school or screen so 05000403331 and now 05000403328. Your international number is very active. May say this week yes special discount for obi oba working in for checkup. Inti na market kesa wo beto draw there be bra. Na checkup ni ma o special 50% discount. Say the 200 cedis na yetia for scan na obetia 100 cedis. Na che say kwan kakra yeso ye fa so e dia boa ma awareness of checkup, awareness of liver examination no akosoro e ma yarea hodo ya to tobrebo ni mu no aba for me frɛ another line number no so +316 879 85584 kai so obrebo ye wo kwa obehyen no we Kenya no with Liverpool na kai say C4C ye di yendo di the treatment plans in the tina be a kasa once treated forever treated senior and pay so me da se de brain home no abotre obadi en kai ho na ondomi otina so
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Dr. Esiama Enedin come from C4C Liver Specialist Hospital in Edin Komono. 24th in the month of August is today, Monday. It's exactly 8 o'clock with the studios of 92.9 FM and I feel so Kessben TV. So and I been Komo yepa. So like I told you, and Commander Dos PB right the new patriotic party when I feel Edin Komo on 50 nominees and forms they're looking for, and as someone vie for 11 positions in the upcoming elections in the Babe Koso no make national and who come be di pa and you know benko baby bia nsema omu nyina no ye be di sankomo no ene omo a omukwa kwogine nyina be di sankomo no nyina e wo fie hanom. President Edenanwa Tum Efa a mining company friend Adamus na Adamus no a local entity and also a juma ye pai lembele when it comes to a mining na hun common a be the coalition of CSOs Edin Sembi Ababetuja afa the Adamus and Lands Commission e kumuono. What exactly did the president do? Now, within a week, one of the most important stories alongside the boss has to do with the one they claim is an extortion. The minority leader. Or what a parliament. Honorable Alex Afenyo Maakye no sanyere ama Sami Jemfidi allegations be abobono no ehun komo ene de ba be hyase na fe di nkomo no sisa. So clearly if extortion abem na Mama Pat become Mama Pat a deputy minority leader in parliament at the statement the say soboa Sami Jemfi de bo Honorable Alex Afenyo Maakye who is the minority leader the new patriotic party in parliament and but this morning the yet said the MPP MPs say enano pay on someone ura Alex Afenyo Maakye ano pay ameno kase because allegation na Sami Jemfi who is the CEO gold board edia to omu leader so no edi kampa $1 million enye sika ketwa enuntino esefata so oba no yin sembiano. Now it is becoming a chess play now. Once upon a time Ura Sami Jemfi was supposed to go to a parliament of which Alex Afenyo Maakye no na boaka say unya ekra na ankasa sitting no kra na Kenya the public. Today the new patriotic party itself, the MPs we hear are some almost someone Alex Afenyo Maakye no pay to really ask him further normal better particulars when it comes to a allegation honorable Honorable Sami Jemfi ede atono suono and who enkomo ebo honom. There's a joint petition calling for investigations on the allegations of attempted extortion, corruption, abuse of public office. The same thing has to do with Sami Jemfi allegation. But on Joy, news file on Saturday, and Sami Jemfi ede sa allegations etuja yentieno mra no news file and then someone okaye that $1 million allegation na ode to Honorable Alex Afenyo Maakye sono nafi yemra baxis here.
I do. Me too. I just compared him to Kojo Preko Dankwah, Kojo Preko Dankwah, me, Anta, all of whom are his colleagues in parliament, MPP people, who have criticized us. And I said, when you listen to those criticisms, you see maybe lack of information, but they don't make it personal. But when you listen to him, you hear malice for Sami Jemfi. Either than that, who can read these IMF reports and even suggest that Sami Jemfi will have to meet onerous bail conditions to the tune of 22 billion? Because this issue is not about Sami Jemfi. So you see the smear campaign there. You get my point? Then he says, Obi Antongo de Moka. In this world, the most cheapest thing to trade is water. You went and supervised 4 consecutive years of losses at Ghana Water Limited when you were board chairman from 2017 to 2024. A cumulative loss of 3.3 billion. You were sent to ECG as board chair. You supervised another loss of 8.2 billion cedis in 2024. What on Suaboka? What on Kenya Boka? You are not asked to meet any onerous bail conditions. Sami Jemfi that has not incurred any loss. It is me who will meet on Ross Bill.
So that's the point.
So
if the audit, even if the audit exonerates you from the claims he makes, why should you reply in such measure?
No, but that is why I'm saying that just like he can criticize me, he's also not beyond reproach. You get my point? So Sami Jemfi should be criticized. Afenyo Maakye should not be criticized. This is not an insult. I am showing you that this is your record. Cumulative loss of 3.3 billion at Ghana Water, 8.2 billion ECG. You are not facing any criminal action and onerous bill terms. Why should you project that on me when I have not made a loss? You see, my brother, there are many underlying issues between I and Afenyo Maakye that you don't know and those watching don't know. I have appeared on Newsfile many times. Perhaps in this country, I have held more press conferences on political issues than anybody. Have you ever heard me use the word extortion against any of my critics? Have you ever heard me? Why will I use this word now? And why have you not heard Afenyo say anything about that or challenge me or threaten to sue? So then people talking, there are things you don't know. I will not just, I'm a consummate Democrat. I eat and drink debates. I'm not worried.
Call the minority leader an extortionist.
I'm not worried if you criticize me.
To...
Yes. And that is why he cannot comment on that or even challenge me. He cannot. Because he knows that what I said is true. So there are many things that you may not have the benefit of. But let me talk about my good brother.
Afenyo Maakye is a self-made man.
No problem.
He's got the chain of businesses.
Maybe tell him that.
Why does he need to come and extort money from Gold Board?
Tell him that you want to be his lawyer so that he sues Sami Jemfi to substantiate that claim. Tell him. Or tell him that you give him an interview here and Sami Jemfi will come and that you should dare Sami Jemfi. That is not an insult. I'm speaking about what has happened and he knows. Now, finally, my good brother, Honorable Nilante van der Poy. And here I want to address our rank.
We're told his campaign is doomed.
Yeah. Okay, so 7 minutes past the hour of year 8. We Ora Sami Jemfi on Newsfile on Joy, and now on this same way now at Tohono. So these are the allegations and these are the issues now. Or raise the atwosis here. The Uncle Humanos name anti-corruption campaigner Ora Vitus Azim ND and Comosis here and found when I feel no Yamra Braxis here. So Vitus Azim Mester, thank you for joining us on Kessben TV and then on 92.9 FM. So clearly, I'm sure you followed the issues which began with the minority headed by Alex Afenyo Maakye asking the CEO of Gold Board to come in to explain the loss of 22 million or so, sorry, Ghana cedis, so that is amounting to 1.7 billion, $1.7 million, making up to 1.5% of our GDP. It should come clean with that, with Parliament and all that. Now, accountability series was on. Sami Jemfi has explained himself. I don't know whether what I'm thinking, what I'm seeing is the same thing you're also seeing. Is this still not becoming too personal now regarding the issues that we need to really tackle?
Yes, I think it's personal because their names are mentioned, but they have official titles. The CEO of Gold Board, the minority leader in Parliament, that should have been the case. But unfortunately, they are using their personal names, turning it into like a personal confrontation, which I believe is not good enough. And it diverts the real focus of the discussion from the public view. And I think that's not the best approach.
When it happens like this, I mean, educators and the listeners too, what should we be doing? For instance, maybe the media and probably other agencies that are involved. What should we be doing to situate the matter well, to really encourage investigations, encourage issues of looking into it well, and I mean, probably solving the matter henceforth for us not to see us causing a huge loss of this nature?
You see, there are two aspects to this, as I see it. The losses are the main focus, which we should have been spending our time on. Unfortunately, we have had to divert from the losses to the personal confrontation between these two people. So when you look at the losses, whether it's Gold Board that has made those losses or it's Bank of Ghana, they are losses to the state of Ghana.
Sure.
And it's important to do two things. Check the causes of the losses. If anybody is responsible or culpable for those losses, take the necessary action against those people. And then two, if those losses have actually incurred, what steps are we going to put in place to prevent future losses? Mm-hmm. So that is the real aspect of this whole saga. Now, as for the personal conflict between let's say the minority leader and the Gold Boy CEO, I think that the best is for us or for the state to investigate this matter. And I hear some people have already petitioned relevant institutions to carry out the investigation, which will help to identify the cases of extortion and whether they can be established, whether they are actually cases of extortion. Then, of course, the third aspect may be for the minority leader, if he thinks that he's innocent, to take the CEO of Gold Board on, maybe legally, to clear his name. So I think these are the things that we need to look at.
Okay. Mr. Betosazim, when it comes to the educators again, do we then allow other institutions to come in? Because in front of me is what I see from a joint petition that has been written to one special prosecutor, addressed to special prosecutor, addressed to Honorable Speaker of Parliament, addressed to Commissioner of Human Rights and Justice, addressed to Inspector General of Police, addressed to the Director General Criminal Investigations, also addressed to the Attorney General because of the allegation of $1 million. In this, should we invite the state to look into it, or we allow private individuals, for instance, what Afenyo Maakye is threatening to do, as to go to court and really clear his name? Which one should we be doing? Both, or probably allow the state to take over?
I think there are two aspects. If the minority leader decides to go to court, it's a civil matter.
Okay.
And he has a right as a citizen to do that. But the state also has a responsibility to investigate these allegations of extortion. Because extortion is corruption. It's a crime, according to our laws, and you cannot leave this open. The two people involved are not just ordinary people in the streets. So what they say matters a lot. Besides, what if the extortion actually took place? What was the purpose or the aim? What did the minority leader try to stop the Gold CEO from doing because for the extortion? Or what did he want to benefit from it? And for what reason? Was there any part of that attempt met? And why did the CEO of Gold Board have to wait all this while before now come out to make the statement public? Did he initially try to shelve it because he didn't take it serious, or because he didn't want to embarrass a fellow politician? At the end of the day, has it caused any loss to the state and to the institution that they belong to? So we need to investigate this. But I'm not happy that the people have petitioned several institutions. When you do that, you muddy the waters.
When you say you muddy the waters, what do you actually mean?
Because you go and report to the police, or petition the police, or petition the Office of Special Prosecutor, petition
Speaker of Parliament,
have their specific mandates. And so you look at the institutions and see which institution face the issue at stake, and you go to them. But you do not expect 3-4 state institutions to be investigating the same matter. Come out with conflicting outcomes, and then you just don't know wherever you're going to.
Okay.
So you muddy the waters, because if two institutions investigate and they come out with conflicting results, which one are we going to accept?
Okay.
And we've seen instances where you ask for information, like a Yoko may ask for information from the police, or officer of special may ask for information from the police, and the police are not forthcoming. Or even an institution starts an investigation, and the government has an interest, the government decides to refer it to another institution, duplicating efforts.
Okay, the petitioners on the line, kindly hold on for me. Let me get to the petitioner. One of them, Mr. Solomon Owusu, who is the Director of Communications and a spokesperson for the United Party, who is one of the petitioners petitioning all these agencies. So, Mr. Solomon Owusu, because of Vital Azim, I will want to still stay within the English area so that he can be comfortable and then listening to what you say. So clearly, I have seen your petition, and Vital Azim, Mr. is wondering why we should be petitioning almost about 4 or 5 institutions at a row. Why?
Your cherished listeners. I mean, as a matter of fact, where he ended, what he ended with is the more reason why we needed to petition all these institutions. The issues under discussion, or what we are really seeking to do, has several parts. If you look at repetition SRAJ, if you look at our constitution, if you look at the mandate of SRAJ, they look into issues that has to do with abuse of office. So you cannot just restrict it to one institution. If you look at prosecution, it falls within the purview of Attorney General or the Special Prosecutor. Then there is also another angle of the personalities involved, or the person to whom the allegation had made against, that is Mr. Afenyo Maakye. Remember, he represents, or he is with Parliament. And Parliament also has a reputation to protect, so you cannot just leave them out of the matter. What we have said within the confines of the petition is that these institutions that we have named must be in a position to coordinate the activities so that they work hand in hand and come out with a comprehensive report. That does not suggest that it's a duplication of any issue. Remember the case involving Cecilia Dapa. At a point, the Office of the Special Prosecutor curtailed the investigation because he said it had got into a realm of money laundering, and money laundering fell outside their mandate. And so, as we speak, we could not come to a determination of that matter. That is why, learning from that problem that investigation encountered, this time around, we decided to box all of them together so that they would work in harmony to ensure that we come into a conclusive determination of the matter.
Mr. Vital Azim, does it really sit well now with you in terms of where they've petitioned? Then we can move on from there.
I beg to disagree with him, because I've mentioned the conflicts of interest and the lack of cooperation between these institutions, or amongst these institutions. So one starts investigation, like you gave the example of Cecilia Dapa. Then at some stage, history stops. At that time, so much time had been spent already investigating this matter. And before they even start the investigation, the institutions know their mandates. So you study the case and decide whether it falls within your mandate or not, and whether to go ahead with the investigation or not. You don't start an investigation, get halfway and say, oh, it doesn't fall within my mandate. It means that you didn't do background work on these issues. And so that's what I think, that we need to avoid the duplication and the potential lack of cooperation among the institutions in investigating this matter. As for Parliament, I've always had a problem with Parliament investigating their own members. So maybe they're just informing them, but I don't think that Parliament is not even an investigative body. So maybe they just want Parliament to know that there are these serious allegations are against your member. In fact, a leader in the House.
Okay.
So those are the issues. Those are my concerns.
Okay. All right. So let me come to you on this one. So Mr. Vitus Azim made me know, or probably made the listeners know, and TV, I mean, people are watching us, that extortion is corruption. Now, clearly, in your petition, you are now giving us reasons why there's a need for us to really petition these institutions and all that. I mean, give us better details on exactly what you want these institutions to really look out for, because this is just a mere allegation.
First of all, you must understand that the allegation did not come from ordinary people on the street. The allegation is coming from a CEO of a state agency, that is the Gold Board. And he alleges that another important state official, that is a member of parliament and also a minority leader who happens to have been a former majority leader, a board chair of Ghana Water Company, and a board chair of Electricity Company of Ghana, operates with sophistry with a view to extorting money from people who hold public offices. Now, under Article 1 of our Constitution, you know that the sovereignty of this country resides in the people in whose stead or in whose benefit powers of state are to be exercised to benefit all of us. Now, if we have a state official in the person of a CEO of Gold Board accusing another public official that instead of using the very power that has been given to him to serve all of us our interests, he tries to use that very power to enrich himself, then it breaks the fiduciary duty that has been entrusted on such person to serve all of us or our interests. And so it's a matter that cannot be taken lightly at all, that use the power to benefit of all of us, you have rather put it aside and you are using the power to benefit your private self. Then how would our country develop? And that is why we believe that we cannot allow this discussion to curtail at the levels of radio and TV discussions. There are institutions that have been mandated to go into such matters and come to a conclusive determination. Let me give you a hint, and maybe it might be a breaking news on your Kessben television, that we have countless number of issues to do with extortion involving journalists, political party actors, that we have overwhelming evidence that beyond this, as you know, I'm out of the country together with my brother Apia Dankwah. When we come back to Ghana, we are going to serialize petitions to really go after people that are in the system who are rather putting a lot of pressure on government officials or public officials, all in the name of extortion. And we believe that the first step is to deal with the issue of Afenyo, and then we can proceed on.
Mr. Vitus Azim, does it really sit well with you now? I mean, now where the move of the petition is heading towards, I mean, is it something clear that we should allow citizens, we should allow ordinary Ghanaians to continue to petition on these matters when they rise up? Because clearly he's dealing with two major officials. Just as you said, they are not mere people who are in the system.
I am definitely not against citizens petitioning relevant institutions to investigate this matter, because I think it's a very serious matter.
Very.
What I'm just saying is, when you petition up to 4 institutions, you are not likely to come out with an outcome that will meet the satisfaction of the majority of Ghanaians. Apart from the fact that there will be conflicts involved, there will be lack of cooperation or duplication of efforts. Why would 4 institutions? They each have their mandates. Have the petitioner looked at their mandates and they are unable to determine which institution can investigate this matter? If it's corruption and you petition SHRAC has the full mandate to investigate corruption.
Okay.
Office of Special Prosecutor investigates corruption and corruption-related matters. So why would you want to take the time of 2 institutions with the same mandate to investigate the same matter?
No, I beg to differ, Mr. Vitus Azim. The point is that SHRAC has the power to investigate corruption, but SHRAC has no power to prosecute crime. What if SHRAC determines that there is issue of corruption to be tried? And that is why you have the Attorney General in there. You understand?
Then should I refer it to Attorney General?
No, because there are several aspects of the case. That's what I'm saying, that take your time and go through the petition, and you would understand why we are petitioning all these institutions. And in any case, state institutions are supposed to work together. Their inability to not to work together cannot be used as a basis for saying that we shouldn't petition them. That is the more reason why we must force them to work together. Because at the end of the day, as a country, we want to come to a realization or conclusion on matters. So if the excuse is that because they cannot work together, we should petition one, then I beg to give her. And I gave you an example of the first case. If those that were investigating the case had envisaged that there will be an aspect of money laundering that falls outside the remit of OSP, they would have involved them right from the beginning so that the issues would not be curtailed along the way. But these are by the by. If the institutions that we are petitioning are so minded among themselves, they are also responsible, or they also owe us a duty to also settle on one institution that can handle it. Though these are not matters that we must focus on. The issue that has to be focused on is the fact that a serious allegation has been leveled against a minority leader who has been our majority leader before, who has been the board chair of Ghana Water Company before, who has been the board chair of BCG before, and he has been accused of engaging in extortion. If it happens to be true, are we able to be in a position to estimate the levels of extortions that took place when he was the majority leader, when he was the board chair of Ghana Water Company, that he was the board chair of ECG, and even as a member of parliament? This is what is, for me, is the crux of the matter. In terms of settling on the issues, the institutions, they know their craft.
Okay. All right, Mr. Batusasum, thank you so much for joining us on this particular one.
You're welcome. I think we don't need to argue about this. The basic thing is that there's a need for investigation.
Yes.
It's just the approach that is a bit different from some of us.
All right.
Yeah. So
thank you
have
so
a good
much.
day.
You too. All right, Solomon, me and twice were hanum quick one now for me now because we programs in other matters. So asam no akofi a year the 22, I mean, is it billion? Akwako PM and now it's becoming as akwako ye personal be akwako esa said is see an idea afenyo market versus solo friends Mrs. Solo Sami Jemfi ankasa and afidie omo agent okwano no omoko. Is it not becoming too personal?
All fight say your friend is a Sikebiaira. In fact, Yentia assembly in Kasa or Mokasa assembly about being personal say agenda no more setting.
Okay.
Getting kind a minority, yenity baby, and a minority no. And almost as ye yan Ryan almost as you. Almost as ye as far back as 2025. Say gold bond aboka 240. Anna IMF also didn't the account say Bank of Ghana through their gold domestic gold purchase program no or more eboka 1.7 billion sanieka. Now your minority leader, in spite of sa report we together with the fact say Public Accounts Committee Public Accounts Committee, Auditor General's Department, audit the activities of the gold board, or match and say gold board mokano, or they also a gold board boka. That was the argument. And the Mubino, Yakofa, the audited financials of the gold board, Auditor General, and the Shese, Moye. Yako, you say, now I found out some working. Gold board for auditor financial just say omunya amfa so mpo enti for bio na wo kofa 22 billion day every and no more na Sami Demfin so ba be your friend is say the press conference on the 19th of August o ma ewiase nyina tie say afenyo yo bi a wo de hunhuna no de abeju sika wo de asem to so anya no kra na say wo yo bi a wo yehufo a na woni ni dia no na afi wo de abeju sika na all there afenyo And it's any astimum for no so we be catch say obi a o man no di tumi ahye ne nsa say won fendi dwuma na mwa ye nyina no sa tumi no wada ne nkwanta na afide wodi hunahuna omo a ye di dwuma di ahye on say fasika bre me na me fa nhye me wonya sa me ka asem ato so a na che say dangerous and no na me akom na 22 billion ne de some artists parliamentarians no go so me invite Sami dem Fiama Lako.
Yes, no, then
yeah, but any assembly, yeah, two affair soon a dangerous. Now, you see, Kojo may catch you when the information you crowd home. A man go for me a boom. It's as a yen me your fast for Yama positions almost brepa. Say, and then no object to Chirasema to almost so, but Brennan Yaku could draw on my cat says a million view. Na or Bob Bessia and no bina obi a want to no boss and what in the Sakwa bo a bind sikem. Say my men found go to Yasmet na won't yami how. This is not also to say, yeah, Casse, a fender a day, why yet, yeah, they tonosono. And it will be a car some dia to a fender so. And can the pop him no second fender take steps, say, and somebody to me sweet. And yano crent media may quas a nibia Mako Samiti. A fender am yet, says on your diamond. Yet you should anyone your Bible use to crow gun and your constitution. No constitution is a chess assembly at the Toswa. Now your chrono dear. Now your institutions are your more mushroom. Yeah, I have what you mean. 81 more mucas and dear, and your mogo some cry. Yet in your usual politics near you. Your percent, yes, sanitized Ghanaian system. No, every day is a monocronum. Oh, but I might be soon after the Nipado or Madene, yeah. Now, a quiet echo on the chrono, some of my year free moi, to Bonahead, yeah, good year, and you best ye free a man same.
Matthias here. I don't know mobile coso ashishum. So we Efi Krobia Asante, Deputy National Communications Director man the New Patriotic Portal. So good morning, Kojo. Please, the allegation that the minority caucus has summoned on about Fenyo Martinez for questioning is not true. There's nothing like that. The minority caucus always meet at the start of every recall or meeting. This has nothing to do with Honorable Afenyon. The entire party and our MPs are solidly behind our indefatigable minority leader. I entreat discerning people of Ghana who and your good self to disregard such fake news and treat with the contempt it deserves. George Krobia Asante, Deputy National Communications Director. They are solidly behind their indefatigable minority leader. Solo, they are very, 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 very supportive.
And Yama, maybe no, we never fed. Says ye, a cordial William Lasse, Ampania Bala, Afenyo, what the Apo Bonne, Giscaya, ye Crobia, ye Manache, and the Abbey to me say, minority nina, I am be a binding a party nina, that she said, Sam, boy, you better be as a then some born home born, sa a social na, almost tardy, another federal. Way, as someone, Crobia will be my watchiano paper brofono or Bofa Yano or my typo. But some of them will use it because a friend of Nancasano, a brand new your press conference or Casembia. I'm the party Nancasam to be Roman. And
then, okay,
no, sir. Or say press conference, no, yeah, or just a boss of medium visit. What say 22 billion? So press conference on it, almost flag bearer, Rabba, and a general. On the party, Lancashire National Executives and the general, and on the entire minority of Munina support. And the other phenomenon. I don't think any see your more. Near you come here, not baby a quack dano. Sanakoda.
Yeah.
Cobassa, Sami Gemfi, Echo Dintro, or Chasam the two, your friends are a Fenosua. Say the last Sami Gemfinos on the credibility. I'm a better than any Alamwa.
No credit.
Never say no crapanoa and so. Extortion a crime under our laws. That's one. Number two. A bet say the party called MPP no. Sell chrono pan a oh, educum. And any problem, gra.
Okay. So two things before Obeko Crown, two things now. So Afenyo, we have heard say Obeko Court now Wakwaku or the court. Now Oko Court now find say Odibu Mokota. Would your petition and calling for another investigations into this would it matter?
Court now also Okono. I know you're not some any problem.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. The name Bessie Bessie say, ɔne Sami Jemfina and Gramagro baako to man ne nyɔnko na baako ato ama ne hwɛ nkɔfo ofia o mani abere o yɛne yɛpɛsɛ seriousness ba ya memu ɛne tie ne yɛaka institution ne sɛ yɛtua ɔmo ka busu bibia de mas work onye busy yɛnua yɛ friend say A+ na yɛka so onye busy aha be busy street this be busy na yɛnkɔ hwehwɛm
okay
na yɛhwehwɛm wie a na bibia no korɛ no da no yɛde ato
okay all right yɛda se so ne edi enkomo na obaba da ben
nyame adom 5th September na maba
okay yɛda se pa ɛne oba you know obedi nkomo ye pa na afi no yakoye nim ye pa honorable anase Mr. Solomon Owusu, director of communications and also a spokesperson the United Party UP and no 18 common or petitioners no one Andrew Apia Dankwa, director of legal and constitutional affairs the United Party and on the petition akoma institutions at the minimum one has to do with the Attorney General Department, the Minister of Justice and face to Special Prosecutor Office, and then Honorable Speaker of Parliament and face to Commissioner Human Right and Administrative Justice, and face to Inspector General of Police, Ghana Police Service Headquarters, and then Director General Criminal Investigations Department, and over the petitions in Nina Echo Honomo nim say petition medio kono extortion allegation. Sami Jemfi abo the minority leader or Sanhine Alex Afenyo Maakye no omo enhwehwemu yie pa no ho nkomo ene no edi and 36 minutes past the hour of 8 a.m. and making count text messages na what the abana face so WhatsApp message na making kan nyina ma on the matters has to do with gold board on about Afenyo Maakye Sami Jemfi and edi aka nyina mene Kingdom herbal industry for ba be din common face to Kingdom Hospital you know be din komo we na say ye ba you never me know say ye Adamus and afi so ye mining and hun komodie no ye bedi na afi no ye do akọ other matters ye no bedi ho enkomo ye pa ba ke hun say ye papa Stephen Kwabena Boating Esquire ora Kessben ne condolence book no ebi ewo enkra ya circle officer Kessben 92.9 FM ewo mo honom eso no obetumi aba na waba be sign book of condolence no ewo Kessben 92.9 FM and intino obi bia temi nkan bia opese o sign bia na dofo ne specializers no obi bia obetumi aba circle 92.9 FM yene telecell office no ene di nhwani mu ewo circle post office traffic line na so hono ma ofia aveno na eba after Church of Christ building na etwaso no tin yellow and blue building na honom ena yewo so it's a set and into the wa opese obabia no obetumi aba na afi also wetumi ede wodie aba beto honom ye papa ye bibia Mr. And I say Stephen Kwabena Boating Esquire ne ho asem ena me king and intino obetumi aba ahanom na also aba besen sign the book of condolence no ama ye papa so and of course edano aba beto 1 week Thursday the 17th of September 2026 beba so ewo Rich Park ewo Kumase from 12 noon to 6 p.m. obetumi aba so the book of condolence no ewo Accra, Kessben Accra 92.9 FM obetumi aba na also our besan book no condolence book no ewo fia hanom ye wo Aseda Twin Towers circle ye ne telecell office no na adjacent into betumi aba traffic line as on my yellow and blue building glass nko a honom na ye wo and na wo hwe ewo TV no so no and face no Facebook Kessben 92.9 FM obetumi aba na face no aba betro and asa wa besan wo de ewo fia hanom dinya ewo fia hanom a ye twen ye hwe nim so also no obetumi aba na afi yatoa jumedie no so amene Kingdom Herbal Center na afi so Kingdom Hospital endi nkomo na afi yemra back na yembetoa jumedie no so bibia bokode amenia
Adumo brako jo bibia fine pa
ye de radiase pa Mr. Mofaso ho ye de
o nyame adom brako jo no ho ye
de radiase Kingdom yaba yeni nkomo na afi ento aso.
Yes, from there 3-4 days in I said you easy but you be manage o sense ntokwadende ba like jo ye de mpatadende ne de hia ai so ntokwadende pa ba ye de mpatadende ene de hia but yentimi because said that one yentimi ka say yenye adwuma kakra so ga boa o man so be on bet nsempa so free yen aso ha no say Kojo Kingdom de wa wonim say aso ya yeso so yegina ye wura Dr. Mofa anem obeba fia say but onya mara no so no yegina na ma busuafo na adofo nyina ne workers nyina mo wo ebusuan friend say Kessben media group ni nyina ne institution nyina no ye gina omono so ama omo nyina so hyede na mere so ana se director ba ye so be kan kakra e da so Kojo Great Kingdom Medical Hospital ya so ya e ba ne se ye hwe enipa pomoden won sampa ado ya ye dimu akotene pa eno nti anopai bebre na infertility ha omo me kire awo no aye problem e de ama omo ntino ama make us kra na aware go kra no aba abusuafo nyina ne nsewfo nyina no de ntokwa ene mentimi wase ne ani chebuo ana make us ekoso ewo fie ne efiem ana fie so adofo no mu ntem eno ntini atase mu so no ye wo kwan ya betumi afa so a ye be IVF de ama wa obenya oba ewo fie ti dia so many ways ye betumi aye IVF de ama wa obenya oba ewo fie na Ghana ha no nyina no betumi aye research betumi ahwehwem won a wo starting say wo mo ye IVF o man Ghana ha no mo nyina no odi kan pa ye Dr. Hanaku Labi make say Dr. Hanaku Labi de no ha babedom ye Great Kingdom Medical Hospital so hwe ahwe mo scientifically kwan so no yetimi aboa age husu kakra keka ne masiani ama ya da shefidie makwala abafio manei osuna wusuna tete na akomu nyina sa wo ne ma no yetimi ahwe ma wo na so ayede aba no scientifically kwan so it's the wo person no nyina bia no aba but yeto nsafro wa ye bo ho dawuro no nyina na ye kira wo say o ba ya man nko emba ntubetim no ukunu no abom aba ana so hire no aware fo mienu no mumbum na mumra mo ba be labs no nyina atwa scan no nyina ay examinations no nyina wo so what is the main cost of the problem nti ema awo no ema no nyina na ye be ye e dey support ni ahwe e bi kra ba na enya IVF no mfa mamba bia one or two things bia say kira wo koye keke na ya ma wadru bi mi oda so keke na fia wo no so aba ti Dr. Hanaku Labi tekonwam every Friday bia no 10 o'clock anopa or 12 try won say beba na yetimi aye hwehwehwe apart from that say 10 o'clock anopa na Fridays no want me ama na person book appointment na oba na yetimi hwe so adamba na good TV no so no botimi afre na woni mpanyimfo de nkobo na book appointment ba won hotel radio no mfre 0559 729 109 0559 729 109 and I said 0508 554414 number no good TV so jubetimi afre nchiremu bia no obenya ohono sa nso so na ye prostrate marima no enei I saw catheter and I saw Joshua say be actually Joshua Musho Joshua Mapa mienu and I saw to say why I say I 10 so Joshua no in fact almost sometimes so na say we just I dey na bia prostrate na me pacho your special doctors so one more so try won say obeba na yetimi ahwe empo ahwe rubber mpo no a na nyina no ba your special doctors so one more betimi aboa o me bi kwa na num na yetimi ayi rubber no e dey afri ho no ntimi so say won say na nsen Joshua Musho moje de akire no a bra bia na prostate no ana e bon kaye nti bra na yehwe ne nyi firi honom emam wo so se wo mo aniyade nyinara a pu woni ne afira ana ase ase hu ade ye wo no asade ne wo akire eben ho se bebre wo ani problem bia no a me ba cho oba Great Kingdom Medical Hospital a betimi aboa no wani hu sem bia no yayi edi afiri honom telephone number na still good TV no so betimi afre na woni mpekinfo edi nkobo yeah, hospital no someone. In the hospital, the ABB, you share idea because you was session. You did be drew here idea, and if you was session, so why that bro for drew a share idea into Oba Hospital, so Oba Hospital and Casa, I will create micropon, Metra Uchala Johnson and so was sending fans or a hospital Cassiano. Yeah, it turns out for us, I did be a T to be, I meant to be my deep back on Jabby, into a did be a T to be ano, bra, a Great Kingdom Medical Hospital, and I say, you operation put a say, yo, and I say, we need surgical operation, I say, you didn't know. Ye bi elho bago ye hospital won some na ye beba endupa ye de badwa so a me chow say Kingdom Garlic Capsules and I say the bitters no say ne tie nti say ya ne bitters no brand ne fepa asa blochen so no so Ghana ya ne ye no sa so e de ye Kingdom Garlic Capsules no so say no ani ayo no mepa acho no pay wu sa so nipadua no mu nsuo ne gugugu o mea mea binti no sa so nipadua no mu dompe no emo wi wo sa ana se rheumatism sa sabro no ana fa so tete wa mepa acho to aduro we bi ebebo am wa yi sa wo yare wo dompe mu wi wo no akwaso wi wo no wo nantu ayi dududu do na form kra wo te se o ti pains bia no mepa acho onom Kingdom garlic capsules and as an bitters na ebeyini nyina everyone mo say ade no ye fe na arthritis but ye nei ye tu ase e de bibidro we tu ase papa oto the capsules na ya mento no nsuo no enka ho oto no nsuo no so ya mento the capsules no enka ho o san say component ye de no a and ye na capsules no and as an nsuo no go bi wo no mo a ompe nsuo no mo open the capsules no tse no so pa baba busa me say wo da aduro bi so na aduro na wo da so no betimi anom me ye mineral bia na ai no well drone for be 1 hour 30 minutes kakra na 1 hour na echire kakra uwi a ya no anoma bibi duru ebi ebebo ama nipadua na yeka mapa o ma Kessben bibrebe ya mechire sade di nipadua no mu agya boso nyina no sade ne nipadua no ma ya na nye but e bro so a ya na ye problem ni nyina no onom Kingdom garlic capsules we anasa ne bitters na ebe isa o cholesterol level na apagya bo nipadua no bebre no be sade nyina atu egu wo mo so ambaso mu lose weight why Kessben bibrebe wo pese weight ni kama se black ojo die bia na se die bia be fine be nya o shape ne nice ampa cho Kingdom garlic capsules anasa ne bitters no ana me kan for ede ama me pa cho ene bebrebe wo stroke ya de me chira joy ya de o ma mo diabetes anasa o immune system support no of late unse no onya active sa immune system support anasa general well-being product a onomo a bebo ma onipadua no be fa pa o sanse garlic ne wo mu no ana lemon kakra ya de aso mu no ana afie so wo kakra so wo mu nte onomo no many pedua no be kama pa any other ingredient a yentimi nkane nyina but o to sa duro we die motor drupa e wo so over 25 years ni a ye de bedua so yen and ye di kan ye de garlic ye bibiduro nkane bako je wie ni sa na se ye ba memeduro no eno ne Kingdom ginseng power capsules Kingdom ginseng power capsules ye ma emerima no a omuntime perform ewo mpem emerima na koku etete wo emerima na omo sisi nyina no asa infections abam mo kuro abana sisi mintino ontimi enye hwe na young boy no kitapoma young boy oye adwuma mechanic na so oye mason kakreblo kitane sisi sisi yo pacho bia na eye kuro no na etete wo no ama no nti ontimi perform yi wo de boss na abeso no ko anase wo low sperm count kura no na se oflet won se o mema yemu no nanse ne mansusuye when you 40 years be 39 years and now 50 years but ultimate perform here and kono bibia anse se woni padua no we ana me kanfo de ama wa ebe boa ma atimi solve problem nyina e de ama wo Kingdom ginseng power capsules ya dura ya bedwa so a ye de boa mema yemu no SCP na asanso asita for telephone number mu amutie radio no TV no so betimi afre 0559 729 109 0559 729 109 and I said 0508 5544 14 ofrenga yenupa nyina ba bia obi ano ye beka na ya kire ba bia ebi ho bako ni twatwo okra me sorry no tremendous capsules bradia jetumpa gosemanu yusu mansu yusu so a eboa anaziga mboa. Thank you. Value is about very tight. Hot come and I want to say man more infections, syphilis, gonorrhea. Yeah, infections are taking place in many. Infections can put one it may prevent a war. And say infections not taking place and nay what treat ya encono and got ointment being found got say as our be in got ointment being found obenya problem. The patch to a drewy ubanum air capsules. A bay the pedunina kama or very tight. Ubu insas actually no and can be the actually nina be prevented the free one. And no pay oba unso my yenimu enkoya enkasa bebre obanum a tremendous capsules and no and I make for them. Bogra license chemical shop bia pharmacy bia obenya bi ato na be a ton a herbal product bia so ebi wo ho. Yes sorry no na dodo mu no obekọ kanchi drug lane a Kingdom Herbal Center or na bebre na ewo. Telephone number be free adroni bio so hospital won some wa be free 0559 729 109 and I say 0508 551444 and I say black ojo number be 0508 5544 O friends see anwa ebenya mre ne wadi nkomo e wa chiro that's now no paying.
Yes, so yeah, that's the pay Kingdom Herbal Center and Physical Kingdom Herbal Hospital for you know 18 common 49 minutes past hour of very 18 call. Now the gentleman for Indian common. Now me back Ziga Steak. Yeah, the no airbro brought to you by a Gentleman Dental Clinic Limited. And no more the airbray and Luntino yen twice enough. Yeah, the gentleman for Indian common. Yeah, back Ziga. At the Ziga Steak no airbray.
Yeah, more by the Gentleman Dental Clinic. Gentleman Dental Clinic, so yeah, simple Juma. Come on, you be effort tooth replacement at home. Set a CO2, no was able for a share amount. Yeah, soon so we sit to no one chef for fire, meet me at their bell. They kind of nipa SA, nipa minimum, upon the Pemina Cassa, the Yeshe AOC, the Abuama with me be AOC, or Cassa, the Abuama ways you are with me pronouncing so AOC, and did you make the who do degree? In the same two are who be here say, Oba Bania chef for and so at the amount. So do one and summer, not Bakusi, Bakusi, and Yadia is shin quan, gentlemen, dear train South Africa to an amount back, many a senator for and function one so and farm mount. I feel so nipa or similar Luma, a wow and a bone it keep in good shape. So we see to no one replacement. South side of the bone, a bit me up to Amaday, and as a bit me a boom, send the eye attack on Amaday, maintenance Masaha and to an amount back, say a similar to a chef for our home farmer. A similar bar, you know what I would do degree. There was some back a shower, a bit me you are the our home, one was Sanshe. Now they back our wanting to say the Padbona did say. The Osha obit me into family, and yes, I let say, a Yamawa obit me didi, obiting their casa, obit me you made the would be a woody biano. You know who do me, your flexible one, a half and a bar plasma, and I for your acrylic, and I for your dear shower, unti and found some cabin, and I say into be, and also a fixed prosthesis, and also to a moment and then tackle like that, your belly and so the amount. You know who do me, your PFM, and I say, possibly fused to metal. And I think your back on swat a fen implant and meant nephew to an amount that gentleman. So similar to one the gentleman dental clinic, the double near restore or smile on back to send the night. So her gentleman dental clinic cheap when I cheap when I find cry, gonna have finding in a gentleman dental clinic or hair or Accra, gentleman dental clinic, 2 branches or Accra. The first one will right after Nungwa Senior High School, Udu and check Cantamantono. In 7 pieces of pay, gentleman dental clinic branch or what. Any NDC office no and I say Italian pub in the day we share I feel so atomic down but make a about we do any check typha no in 7 pieces of gentleman dental clinic branch back so we do juma deal I feel so Santana Kumase or here at the Port Junction total filling station achieve pay we do any HG no on 71st war pay when a Methodist school now at the Port Junction no and we do any share I feel so Kumase while here at Tonsu High School Junction traffic light na se wape gentleman dental clinic bank bank so e wo ha ye di adwuma di e wo kofu bi aso he gentleman dental clinic e wo central police station no enche mu ha pe e central market no e di enhwe a ye di adwuma di wa bon san e wo central police station enche ho na takra den so o he gentleman dental clinic branch na pipe no traffic light Tadisco junction ho a en kan be bi na GM bank e wo no sa bon san ko na mu na gentleman dental clinic ye wo ha ye di adwuma di after also gentleman dental clinic Ecobank story building na Ecobank ase no esoro pe na o gentleman da obehu ye aflawo afedu ani kochiem techima no so abonumantemu gentleman dental clinic Mazi Road enkom hotel achiwa pe ni ewa Ahmed bi enhwe techima afenso esemantemu so yewo Tamale gentleman dental clinic branch no Tamale Tishigu the post office no be enhwe anase adjacent the MTN main office na we be enjuma die hono tigana hafa na nyina the gentleman branches no apeti Ghana ha nyina utu ana momba ye be hwew ne aboa na osere na okasa so akoyi e dia ma so he TV na se a ye numbers ni bu ase no bitima frɛ gentleman dental clinic e was have matter for you so 054 990 6588 Ofra doctor ebeje oso say inquiries no make ebeje oso ni aboa na so say no kasa so akoyi dia ma gentlemen it's time for you to smile again
54 minutes past hour of 8 wa Kessben 92.9 FM so na fe so ye Kessben TV ma making can test page na fe no memfa Ziga Steak na mbro sisi am weni fita so man kasa say in fact Ghana the politics is too much the minority should stop making propaganda and do the right thing because under President John Dramani Mahama government Ghana is in the right direction. Where is Kenuforiata former Minister of Finance, MPP, never again regards to Honorable Kwame Owen Frimpong, Abbas Sabote, and then MC Mame Paulina, and away a fee by Mwenina Diwe by now. Tete from Sunyani says that almost all the NDC and President Mahama promised that made Ghanaians vote for them, they couldn't deliver. Someone that's what it's interesting with Tete. What they didn't promise, but still, and rename it to, they have made it huge. They have made huge losses. When Ghanaians ask about it, they respond with insult. Ghana is indeed sick. NDC is a political party. NDC as a political party is a curse to mother Ghana. Regards to Honorable Howard Kumsin, incoming national women organizer Tete from Sunyani Enediwe. But now Meshak from Mama Samai brings this one and says that nobody hates Honorable Afenyo Maakye, but we must tell the truth. The Ghana Gold Board does not export nor sell gold. They do the purchasing from miners and reserves the gold for BOG. It means they are only a mediator between the legal miners and BOG. So how on earth can minority MPs blame Gold Board over the loss in trading? And there is nowhere in the report that IMF said the loss was incurred by Gold Board. Afenyo must know this and stop wasting our years with his empty press conferences. Again, I am daring Honorable Afenyo Maakye to come out and debunk the claim by lawyer Sami Jemfi that he is a extortionist. He can never dare come out because what Sami said is true. Well, I don't know whether it is true. Meshak, honestly, or the ebaye, and no. Me come in and me call a yesiga hona fi and teacher Kojo Chobodom or say Ghanaians President Mahama and his NDC party are going home 2028. Only amateurs will think that the NDC will win 2028 elections. Kessben Jr., former originator Insight newspaper. The reality has set in. Time to wake up NDC from the deep sleep. NDC government, the $1.7 billion Gold Board loss is frightening. And move on, blah, 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 blah. It's too long. I say, so they buy Daniel Coleman, Daniel Coleman, Ahafu Kenya says number 2, Jericho. He says Ghanaians have seen a difference between NPP and NDC. Only NPP party have a good policy for Ghanaians. Let's vote massively for Dr. Baumia and the NPP parliamentary candidate. My regards to Honorable Howard Kumsin, the incoming national women organizer of the party. And that brings me to Ziga or Ziga stake, on Fantuaso and Mrs. Here. Comments appeal to aka 2029 Baumia BD president. 24-hour economy, 10 to 24-hour demolition market. Ajigon NDC Maakye Gon kudos to Honorable Safia Mohammed, next MPP national women's organizer, and lawyer Ali Maiga, incoming MPP national organizer. Comments appeal to and I do we buy, and that brings me to a Ziga on Ziga stake on Kessben matching. Here we are now for Yatwa Eye Ejumedi so Ziga Mamintiwe.
Yes, Meti for the Nakwaba. Yes, Good board in the African market. As my baker, I want you to be with me, pa, that you understand where I'm coming from. Yes. You see, in 2004, the National Democratic Congress, their general secretary, in the person of Orajos Aye, was accused of taking bribe, $3,000 from New Patriotic Party. Just my making you. Now, the NDC set up a committee because it was like this: Waje on J, back and forth. But the NDC realized that look, President Kufuor has jailed people. You see, corruption, financial loss to the state, weekly financial loss to the state. Obedience sika ama minor boka. President Kufuor be jailu say corrupt people. Just by making you. So the NDC wanted to erase that tag from them. They set up a committee, 3-member committee led by the current Speaker of Parliament. That time
he was a minority leader or Suma the backbone. And investigate the case no. So findings the buy and chess papa no what just got $3,000. And almost suspended. So the NDC suspended their general secretary in the year by Twaba. Election year 2004. The Bedzenden, the deputy general secretary took over. Listen, they did it for a reason that I told you, that they wanted to erase that tag. Say, even in our position, we fight corruption. We don't condone corruption. Listen, MPP lose elections in 2004, 2024 elections. Factors be briaba bonting. Professor Maakye ne report ye nya bin kan, but the enkofodo o madwene eka de make na what say and the early kibidi echre by the nya bin kan. So officially, just like a Kessben report, ye nya bin kan. But what ye policy think tanks, what ye civil society organizations, what ye omo post political analyst a dear man people co-position. Omaka galamse, yaka DDP, yaka economic issues, inflation, no man kosro. They make a say. And one of the factors is corruption. Mewa, yaka corruption. So a political party awaba betra opposition. Yadi corruption tagi o edu otu afra bam. O betra opposition you fight back. How do you fight back? You fight corruption by way of not condoning corruption. At the you have to act. Man kofo we say sa party way woman to stop corruption. So Massa, listen to me. Boss, listen to me. MPP for investigating after no market. Yes, they should investigate after no market. Only superhuman being. Afenya is very good gentleman. We are very good MP. Who the constituency wa ye adwuma eloquent of fata say we are minority leader. Leader now we are no fata. But let me tell you something. When you superhuman being, asam na omuki kanehu. Enkoba ye mu bia die no yadwe kasana. Enoma ye hunu no we are being bombarded. And the NPP should investigate this issue themselves. If nobody is taking to OSP, Office of the Special Prosecutor, because one is some politically exposed people, so they fall within the radar of the Office of the Special Prosecutor. So if Obia the Special Prosecutor and as a Papada Kasan from the new patriotic party to make a step and attempt to investigate this issue, investigate Afenyo Maakye. Afenyo Maakye is not a backbencher, no. Whenever the bencher is the leader of the new patriotic party, our parliament. He's the leader of the major minority in parliament. Mamunya katasumo muaswo mon clear no mon set up a committee namra bontimi ankasa na the kure de make what say this can't be away obi make mover yetimi e character character assassination to do damage control senya beya nipa no a wo kan asem no ye beka say say nipa we say we need credibility. Ya talk of man for the that's me ya told me several times. Several times. Say for the debatem yanka say me a liar. Yanka say obwa yanka say seven produce with Jimmy yanka say zigatiatium yanka say men kwa na minim nyansa yanka say men kwa na me repository of knowledge. Oh ya told me they make what I say enkofo ya sad no. But we keep going. I keep clearing myself with the way I speak. Investigate Afenyo Maakye. Namon clear no me who say no. the NDC for can say the good board for can the credit. 2017. Nana Dankwah Kufuor buy. Utebe. Nana Dankwah Kufuor buy.
Yeah.
Making appointment. Urabu Achejakon. At that time, no energy. You are nominating as energy minister. When you appear before the vetting committee, after the vetting, the immediate past majority leader, Mama Yariga, Boko Central Member of Parliament, accuse the vetting committee, and as appointment committee, say they have taken bribe from Ura Boacheja just to approve his nomination. What did the Kufuor do? They set up a committee to investigate it. Because I am buying for fraud.
Yeah.
I found waba yentra ho mo bi fa corruption betag ye.
Yeah.
Jamaica what I say. I am buying for fraud. And you could set up a committee, then find this the buy and you say Papa no could ya bribe. In fact, the characters in the story Mama Yariga Bobomudi, even from the NDC side. Muntaka Mubarak, the current interior minister. Eka say, we swear obetimi aswe Quran. Sabama Yariga pa omo mi aswe Quran say, Boacheja could never pay the peswa and mobia.
Yeah.
Ya clear no, Jamaica what I say. So, what are they doing to affect your market? A compare Kojo Japan for the converting committee for misconduct. You for the converting committee for misconduct.
Privilege committee.
No,
vetting.
No, sorry. But you have say
privilege
a disciplinary committee. Our pal MPP. Say misconduct.
Yeah.
I felt so call but this yes won't call any idea about who so more can't masama. Adam you could be come TV almost so and to find this in the Bible.
Okay.
Yet in that court, the boy. I felt no yet TDO was a good man.
Yeah.
A big crana, the air carton sunya the crack. A big swade in the crack. Will the political party have a few numbers? Obo pese, obo koko eti to me because judgment time yante sadini. Abraham edu time yante sadini.
Yeah.
Felix also Japan time yante sadini. German sabosu time yante sadini. So what we are saying is say ya can ya to afeno so see and come back to so investigate afeno market.
Okay.
Investigate afeno market.
Okay.
Chamba bute eye waduma. Eye chamba bute na duma what Dr. Bamudu Bamia. Bamia a flag bearer. He can choose not to. Jamaica what I say. But obetimi aba power parliament take hubi. Say e koba say she said there's a mixed reaction. There's a confusion. There's an instability within the MPP. Your father say caucus and one parliament. Some people are reluctant because they think that you made an attempt to take a bribe.
Okay.
Jamaica what I say.
Okay.
I think my bontia and could a big one and crack.
Yeah.
So you need stability within your team. To combat MDC, irrespective of the numbers, they can do it because in 1996, the number of NPP parliamentarians, called 200 members of parliament, they were just 68, but they were able to push NDC to opposition. Please, they should investigate after your market.
Okay, all right.
One must set up a committee.
Okay,
because the good board for chair will say what they have. So what they are not the Bible on TCC assembly ba.
True.
Just make you.
Set.
What they are not the Bible on TCC assembly ba. It could be damage control. It could be true.
Okay.
So how do we as a Ghanaians? You ever to be able to say where the crown is and the crown.
Okay.
We need investigation.
Okay.
NDC has nothing to lose.
Okay.
The good board has nothing to lose. Jamaica what I say. Yes, you are the political party or better opposition. You want to fight corruption to come back to power.
All right.
So what do you have to do? Set up a committee, investigate after your market.
Okay. All right. But I say Ziga any attending can on Ziga stake. My main can just say that gonna take a ball industry for some of the dose from club friend Tontina 74 T74 a dose from Kokra. A draw one no more born who buy if you high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and after say chronic wounds, hepatitis B and C, HIV, kidney infections, liver infections, ulcer, and after so prostate enlargement, bad breath, menstrual pain, chronic cough, asthma, chest pains, arthritis, and after say swollen faces in the feet united and on here yet Tontina 74 T74 and we hear ye person will pay now ububi if a diagnostic industry for her and na airba and don't you know kopebi toy now from number to on 0246 073498 0246 073498 and after say 050 1628931 050 1628931 now nyomo indi and come on. Sasa me catch us say ye do about center where your man can see Befi Chrome as a man can say ye nuanom ye wo fa obi bia wanya stroke bia no omo ye number 1 stroke specialist center wo your Ghana memu hanom a esesa okọ honom na afi no okwaje wa yare sa yi pa stroke de ye doctor do renowned stroke specialist wo honom a obehwe ama bibia tumi akoyi amount enti no ye ntem now ne ye multi award winning traditional herbal doctor do enkodi nkomo emfa ho o se men kan cho say nye no nkwa so what hypertension so what kidney related issues sexual weaknesses any asthma any diabetes nyina dia obetuma ba edu herbal center na fe no obeji wayaresa also when drosum kubi wo hot say edhek malakio edhek tonic edhek herbal mixtures nyina wo no no ebeboa emetumi bibie tumi akoyi amount edrosum ko dia ba eye Ghana memu ha no eno ye fe no edhek SM beaters say edrosum konkra edhek SM beaters say edrosum ko eboama ye no ma ye tena se che ye wo eye waist pain severe waist pains arthritis rheumatism joint and muscle pains and after say body weaknesses pardia na ye hia eye SM tesini bi na yabubo bi ne anom general body wellness de wo hia edhek SM beaters eno bi na wo hia pa sesa wo nom na obubo bi de betumi aboa e obabi bia wa wo pesa wo tududu opa ne de enko head office o mankese be fi Chrome. And as I say, Accra your Doko official town honum on Sabeka Edu Herbal Center for Ewo Honum. Oko Owas Pharmacy ni Joy Herbal Takwa, Oko Greenlight and Mosi Pharmacy Sunyain, Oko Pina Herbal Cape Coast, Oko Lincoln Pharmacy Swedro, and after so ye Kasapa Herbal ni Efa Fojo Techiman, and then Gapson Pharmacy Oko Frudia, Akimo Daubenya Kino Pharmacy, and Ochineba wo eye in Koko, Elubo eye Edalo, Accra, eye House of Drugs Repairs Ventures, Shagisco Pharmacy, and Nanina wo Okansi drug lane oko Kumasi so a PFA Pharmacy Colina Herbal Danny Herbal Misty Herbal Freddie Mens and after to takra de good year Herbal and after so yes Charles oho nyina wonsa ebeka Edu Herbal Center drosum ko de be freno edhek SM beaters ni bi na what will be ewo honom o person ni empemfo di nkomo ye pa de 055 837 9545 055 837-9545 and that's 020-104-4221 and that's 0243-98-9368 now nimpem for Endi and Komo and Fanwa and you know obey and term now for you know onyomo Eddie and Komo but I say about a year 12 minutes past hour of 9 a.m. still on Kessben marching meeting at the man soon for Kojo Preko Dankwah from now to now 45 there you know never be this you deal with so in 2022 and 2022 and me papa make us me papa your friend no call a bow be a lawyer make a Stephen Kwabena Boating Esquire Kessben the late or call lawyer now there was an interviewer on a year to really tell us a near man what from any history Sisiano obetumi fast so be ye a lawyer no. We're going to play that tape for you to listen to him. Now you know yembra back but answer na make catch you say ye no mo ye pese ye sign book of condolence na betumi about 92.9 FM na ye ne obaha na obetumi assign ye wo 4th floor aseda twin towers so honom na ye wo circle ye ne ye circle telecel adjacent na e wo honom into the book of condolence so ye baby e wo ye enkran Kessben 92.9 FM just otemenka na opesa obaha na so be sign ye condolence book no a obetumi abe sign e wo ye 92.9 FM the doors are open and into to me Abba. This interview was held by Minya Bema Kwame Piakubi in an ESA interview way back a year 2022 and as interview no yeah. Now you obeti in somewhere a course Ubeti Niema a woman a man no a year ora Stephen Kwabena Boating Esquire a year Stephen Kwabena Boating no Ubeti ye. He's leaving us with a good memory and our face on my addition ye pa and yamin kwa also a washe na wuti 92.9 also no also be to me a TB ewo honum and indeed a year near ma SSA na ye. This was done a year 2022 and a yesa interview way Apiakubi then a year and no yankuti ewo 92.9 FM na face no yenhwe ewo Kessben TV so and then on Facebook Kessben 92.9 FM and our face no show DSTV channel 364 and our face Go TV channel 121 honyina obetumi ahwebu wi text messages na so de benyina no obetumi de aba Stephen Kwabena Boating Esquire and yendo no nkoma omudi 2022 no yentie na yenhwe na fe yemra back sisia.
Maakye, we are live on 92.9. We are live on 93.3. Today we decided to do our best to have a special editorial in celebration of our very own director, the Chief Executive Officer for Kessben Group of Companies, with so many sub companies within that particular brand. But one must say that it is a special day for him as well. Today he graduated from the Ghana School of Law. He has been honored with a professional certification of becoming a practicing lawyer in our republic. My name is Kwame Apiakobe, Mr. Speaker. Today I'm privileged to have the latest lawyer in town, lawyer Stephen Boating, as popularly known, Mr. Kwabena Kesse, or better still Kessben, to have an interaction with him. We're going to do one-on-one precisely because he requested for this, and I have equally granted it because we need to do a one-on-one chat as men, and then we need to know how the success story is going to be like. Daddy, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
How are you doing?
By His grace, I'm good.
Very well. I'm grateful that upon this invitation, you decided to join us even after the stress of your graduation. The first question will be that, how do you feel with this accomplishment?
Thank you very much. I'm humbled, and I will say that it is a day comes true, and for a very long journey made since 2013, and then by His grace, we've ended it all. So I feel very happy, and I have to give thanks to God Almighty for this appointed time for me to come out successfully as a full lawyer.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Very well. But today I want us to have a one-on-one chat as men. Yes, one would be very glad to share in your success, the story so far, beginning with the academia, your life story, coming into business, building so many companies together, forming a group in its entirety, and then here you are becoming a professional practicing lawyer in our republic as well. Where did you start this from? For me, better still, I'm getting the privilege to get to know more about you through this conversation.
Thank you very much. This very topic, or let me say, this very statement that you've made, I've been more or less a thorn in the flesh of myself, because it have been questions that normally one would like to find out where we started from and then how far we've come. Let me first give thanks to God Almighty for how far He's brought me and my family, and I must say that at the age of 65, almost there, I've been called to the bar, but it doesn't start just a day. There's somewhere 2002, let me state it that way. And having gone abroad in 1981, having gone abroad in 1984, sorry, because I finished training in 1981. And a little bit about my school days. Schooling and just normal Saito, we used to call it, middle school. I finished middle school at Kosan LA, and then had a chance to go to a secondary school. That was CAS, Kumasi and Cancer School. And in 1978, I finished CAS. The intention was aspiring to be a medical doctor. That was my thinking. That was the vision. Yes, the vision, exactly so. So I did a pure science. I'm a pure science student
from the
secondary school days. But for some reason, I could not make it. So I have to divert to be a professional teacher. So I was trained as a teacher at a Simfosi Training College. That was between 1978 and 1981. And God willing, I came out successfully as a professional teacher. I taught for 3 years at St. Louis Junior Science School. That was the early days of this demonstrational thing that Rawlings was trying to put across. So, experimental basic school. So in 1984, I had a chance to travel abroad. Did about 3 years. I came back, looked through the economy. I decided to do business on my own. So I went back in 1987, the same year. Then 1988, I realized that there's a kind of shortfall in terms of these electrical appliances, things like fridge, television, all of that. So I decided to do importation of fridges and television to the country.
So that is where the idea.
That's the idea came from. So that is setting up business in Ghana started from that end. So around 1989, 90, within the enclave of Ghana, within the circle of Ghana, we were about 3% who were importing televisions and fridges into the country. And we did our best and we were able to cover it for ourselves. And for some reason, we saw that buying and selling could not be able to take us through, looking at the kind of competition that were coming up. Everybody was just trying to join the trade. So we decided to enter into a service industry. So various institutions or companies were registered under Kessben Group. We registered the company Kessben Group. The name Kessben is 4 names intertwined together. Kessie is in it, Kwabnine is in it, Stephen is in it, and Boateng is in it. Put together is Kessben. Unless you are told.
Those are abbreviations of your full name.
Yes. In the house I'm called Kwabna Kessie. By the school days, everybody know me as Stephen Boateng. So that's my name. We are all from Boateng family. So having set up a few institutions, and we entered into the banking sector. So I realized that looking at the challenges that were coming up, to be proper and prudent, and also have the capacity to learn. So why not? And let me also state that at the training college, I had the opportunity to write A-levels, and I did mathematics, government, economics, and general paper. I was successful, even before I left the shores of this country. Yes. So at 2002, I said, hey, let me do further my education. So I sat for an entrance examination at KNUST, and by His grace, I was selected to do economics and law. That is a social science law. It wasn't the proper law that we were talking about now. So I did economics with law, and by His grace, I got first class. And
first degree
level, yes. So that was 2005. So while I decided to relax and sit back, and all these while I was combining business of studies, and I must say that it was not easy task at all. So, but it all boils down to dedication, hard work, and how you manage your time. Or really managing my time to make sure that I could be able to marry the two together. So let me say that having done the first degree, I said, okay, let me also go further. And because of the fact that I've entered into the banking sector, the savings and loan committee used to be guidance to the savings and loans. That was came into effect in 1999. So I realized that it would be powerful for me to learn finance. So I enrolled at KNUST again. Got the first class. I was not given. I was not asked to even do any entrance examination because master's level at that time you have to do entrance examination. Because the first class, I was given the nod to do the MBA in finance, and by His grace too, I came out successfully in 2008. So that was 2007 and 2008. So that was it. So I said, okay. So during the 2008 level, I decided to sit back and also to, push ahead and run the business, adding more institutions to it. And I must say that as I speak today, we have about 11 entities within Kessben Group. Name it, Kessben Shipping, Travel and Tour, Kessben FM, Television, University, Insurance, name them. What have you? So, having come that far, so at 2012, my daughter decided to enter into a law school, wanted to enter the faculty to do the LLB. I was trying to encourage her to do it. So she also enrolled as a student in the law school. Not the law school.
We'll come to that aspect pretty soon to talk about the legal journey and then to get to know more about that. But let's stay a little bit more on the business sector. Yes, how you manage to start your business. It's very important because in our country now, people will tell you that yes, I do have the vision, but I do not have the capital to start. And then you have already mentioned that you envision to become a medical doctor, but some way, somehow along the line, you ought to drop that particular vision and then go into something else. What actually motivated you to even start with the importation of, so to speak, television and then other electric appliances into the country? And how much did you require to even go into that sort of business as a starter?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me say for a fact that going into business, I was inspired by my dad. He's deceased, so a blessed memory. And he was a druggist, a chemical seller. And I can recall during holidays, we have to give him helping hand to support him. So sometimes we have to take care of the shop. And then he was also a susu collector at the same time.
And this wasn't a rich family?
No, this wasn't a rich family. Not at all. We were just struggling. I have to admit that. So my dad was a very hard-working person. So I said I was trying to follow his footsteps. So having gotten that knowledge, even before going abroad to pursue greener pastures, and I thought that, yes, as a professional teacher, I could have continued after coming back. But I realized I was having some money because you all know that whoever might have traveled abroad, at least might have come out with some kind of, those days was Gilders from Holland, because I was in Holland. So looking at the funds or the monies that I'm able to gather, then I have to at least explore the system and see what can I bring in. And I was just trying to explain. I thought that was an area I can easily get. These used fridges and televisions were not all that expensive at the time. So the monies that I brought, I got at the time when I traveled, could at least bring about 1 or 2 containers. And I tested the market, and it was good. I even also have to say that I even added importation of cars to it. So I also bringing in some cars, but the concentration was importing used fridges and televisions. So that was the starting point. So having that cushion, and then having that inspiration from my dad, already in the business circle. So that actually motivated me that hey, I may have the capacity to do it, because if I can do business on my own, why do I have to work for somebody? So I started from that end, and then I was building up. Whatever I get, I just looking at the market. And interestingly, if you look at the service industry that we find ourselves, all the business that we are doing are interrelated. And let me state that when I was doing the importation of fridges and televisions, I realized that always I buy tickets, I change foreign currency, forests. I realized, okay, so if I be able to establish a traveling tour, it's all going well for me. And let me state also that interestingly, I introduced this business to so many friends of mine. We are also importing same materials into the country. So over time, I got most of them also buying the ticket from us, changing currency from us, foreign currency, because we're operating for us.
That was a truly smart move.
Exactly. Because when I got the numbers, I said, okay, let me take advantage of that. So travel and tour came up, the Forest Bureau came up, and then say, okay, so now I have all this. Then we could also gear into the banking sector. Then we also established the banking sector, the savings and loans company. So I was just reading through it, and I could see the entrepreneur aspect of me coming up. So I took advantage of that, and then I'm able to put all these things together. So I would just say, it's not for nothing that you see me in this capacity. And I will always give thanks to God Almighty and also to my family because of the support that I got from them. I was encouraged to do more, especially my dad. Even if I'm away, he has to take care of the business. And he was even before he died, at the age of 73, he was even on his feet working for me, supporting me. And I was able to do all this by these inspirations. So putting it all together, the kind of capital that one may need, I may say that normally it may not even need huge amount of money to take off.
As a startup.
As a startup, no. It all boils down to determination, self-discipline, and hard work. Because in some cases, one will start a business, and over time, he will relax and think all is well. And it will interest you to know that where I was staying, and also the first building I will put up. That's township. And I live in that area for over 30 years. And you can imagine where the building is actually even situated as we speak. So, why are you so that? So should I move away? I said, no. The time is
give yourself a certain class.
Yeah, so have to take it, graduate, take it cool, and then manage the resources to make sure that I'll get to a certain point before I move up. So my advice here is that whatever you put in, you make sure that you develop it, you build it up before you start living a certain kind of life.
I actually appreciate the rationale where you started from and how the sequence of ideas in terms of opening other subsidiaries of Kessben Group Company Limited. Now, what has been the major challenge in doing all of this? So you started importation, then along the line you saw the need that even among your peers, people were importing. You ought to go into forexing and all of that. What has been the greatest of a challenge in managing all these businesses and making sure that all of them functions properly? One would say that we haven't yet come across any of your businesses that has collapsed. So what has been the secret in managing all this?
Thank you. There have been a lot of challenges. Managing people is even the problem. And it's not easy, it's not for nothing that sometimes you see a business will take off and over time it's with us. And it calls for sometimes discipline. The person who is just leading the pack should be somebody who people also could know that, hey, this man may not be able to accept this excuse or something like that. The point is that you have to lead a role, be more the leader, and bring people together. I'm talking about the good side of it. So everybody should know exactly what you want to achieve, and then you can bring them on. But there have been some several challenges in business. I was talking about managing people, talking even at all, one having the essence of, let's say, the opportunity. If you are not there, it takes advantage, and maybe over time, either it cut corners or for the banking sector, for instance, they will definitely grant a loan to a ghost. A ghost means that a related party.
They actually form.
Exactly. They will just prepare a form, and then somebody needs a facility, and maybe the facility goes his own people and his cohorts. Wow. So these are some of the challenges that we have in the banking sector. Having the major challenge for all the conglomerates that you see, because at that end it's difficult to track down. Now, multi-credit is having over 67 branches across the country. We having about 1,600 employees. So if you are managing
1,600 employees,
yes,
within multi-credit.
Multi-credit alone. Wow. So if you are managing such people, imagine the kind of pressure that will be on you. But all said and done, we're able to do it by way of applying the proper sanctions whenever the need arises, and when you think that the person could be pardoned, also do that. That is one side of it, managing people. Then also from government sector, sometimes a few challenges, like this banking reform that came up. These banking reforms actually triggered, and the government was having good intention of doing that. But in a way, it also created some kind of confusion, and people did not know the good ones from the bad ones, because there were bad ones in the system. So when the government was trying to do these reforms, it affected us greatly, because people could not know why a savings and loan company X has collapsed, and you think why we survive. So everybody was just running for his money. You call some run on the bank. And not even Bank of Ghana could survive if everyone want to run to cash in his money. So that created a panic withdrawal, precisely. And that really affected us.
But in all of this, how did you survive, especially with the cleanup exercise? Because I know that the Bank of Ghana increased its financial stocks where you need to raise more capital to be able to stand on your feet as a financial institution. So how were you able to meet the capital requirement plus the new reforms for which the Bank of Ghana was introduced?
Interesting. That was a major challenge. We were made to sell a lot of properties of ours from the Kessben group, not the Kessben consort, to pump in some funds into the system, the banking sector. Everybody just drawing his cash. And like I said, monies have been granted to persons as by way of loans, and the person's time is not due. Now, whoever, yes, and then whatever deposit one may have is a demand deposit. He draw the checks, he needs his cash. So we need to sell certain properties to beef up. And in some cases, because we're having several institutions within the group, they were all supporting each other. So that also helped us. And then also because of the goodwill that actually we have created in the system. The goodwill, we have built up capacity, and people knows us that we may not take their monies. So there were few good ones also in the system who for no trusted operations and trusted us in person. That when you bank with multi-credit, nothing will happen to your money. So there are people like that who kept their monies with us, trusted persons. I don't want to mention their names, good ones. And then also support from, like I said, from one another. We were able to weather the storm. So actually, it really, really affected us. And Bank of Ghana, actually, after the cleanup, now the confidence level is now going up. And then also the incoming of the deposit insurance coming into effect, whereby there won't be any, if there will be a collapse of the bank, whoever might have invested his money is likely to will not lose it. So I think now things are now, settling up.
Very interesting. You have a lot to share with us, and then I'm going to make sure I squeeze all of that out of you, because we need to share in the experience, we need to learn, we need to know how to go through the mill, the processes of maturing, and then even getting to the good stage of our lives and all of that. Now, moving from the banking sector, I know you have now veered into academia, where you are now you have established a university. You want to train people academically to be able to secure knowledge and then to build for themselves a better future. What actually motivated you? Because you already have a very cumbersome financial sector to deal with, and yes, so you decided to go in with the establishment of a private university, which is equally another difficult task for you to manage. What about that field, and what's your intention?
Thank you. This university thing, let me say that came up because of a few facilities that we're having. Incidentally, it wasn't one of our plans to enter into that industry. We used to have a resource center at Bosomtwe, that is Kuntanasi, Enclave, yes, and it was running very well. 2003 till 2005. But for some reason, after 2006, the business was not, doing well, and we thought it wise to relegate it, or more or less to close it. It was even closed down. So in the same vein, looking at the environment that the resource center was situated, and then the facilities that we were having there, we thought it wise that we could establish a school. So the university came in not for any plan. It wasn't part of our mission statement, actually. So it came up because we thought that we have a facility that can equally serve the purpose, and we didn't want the resources to go waste. So because I was in academia and I realized that can serve similar purpose, we thought it's wise to enter into that terrain. Well, we've done so far. We've done about 7, getting to 8 years now. Well, we haven't broken even yet. But we think that over time we are going to break even. And now that I've entered into the legal profession, we'll see what will happen.
That was actually going to be my next question. So, is Kessben University College going to have a law faculty. Do you envision that in the shortest possible time?
Yes, precisely so, because we even started with the UK law. We're doing it, and for some reason we have to scrap it. And there was also a question of getting the necessary accreditation from the National Accreditation Board and also from Ghana School of Law. And you need to be accredited. Well, we are in the process. And now that I'm in the bar, maybe I'll be able to champion this course. So let me say that now that I'm out of school, I think I will do my possible best to get the content-appropriate courses to make sure that we will bring that kind of program, the law program into Kessben University College.
That will actually be great. But let's come back to your law journey, because I promised you earlier on that we're going to come back to that. You have told us already a lot more about how you started, the motivation and all. But how should we see you with your law practice in the next 5 years to come?
Thank you. I think I was about to give you some kind of event that took place between the 2013 when I entered the law school, the faculty law with the LLB, and the intention was to become a professional lawyer, because whoever would like to pursue that program wants to be a lawyer. So the process started from 2013, and then 2016 we had an LLB, and we had a chance to enter the Maakye in 2017. For some reason we couldn't make it to 2019. Normally it takes 2 years. So after 2-year period, for some reason I have to defer the program because of the banking reforms. There was a kind of pressure on us to make sure that I sit back and be able to manage my conglomerates. So I decided to shelve it and come over to it. I came to continue with it. So let me say that now that having gone through having deferred the course for 2 years, then for some reason I came back again in 2019, and I should have completed in 2021, but I was referred in one paper on family law, so I have to wait for a whole 1 year. Yes. And the law, you don't say you fail. It's not even fail. No, you don't fail, but you don't meet the standards. Yeah, the standard that you have to rewrite. And I did say in the first interview that there was even a brand person. The 10 subjects, or 10 courses, he had 7, 4 A's, 7, 4 A's, 2 B's, and 1 B plus, and 3 C's. You have to write everything again. So law is not a failure. You don't talk about failure. You talk about you couldn't meet the standard. So the standard was that you should get B. B is a minimum. If you get C, you haven't met the standard. So I couldn't meet it, and then I have to wait for a whole 1 year to write family law again. And God willing, I wrote in March, and I was successful. So coming into the law profession now as a lawyer, I have a lot of plans. And normally I have to go to the pupillage. The pupillage takes 6 months, which I'm going to start, God willing, in July. So God willing, by end of December, I'm done. I'm done with my pupillage, and then maybe I'll get my license to practice alone as a professional lawyer having a chamber. But because I need to build my capacity, I may not rush to that effect. I may not at all. I don't have to do that. So I will stay with the senior to get more experience and all of that. And I just appreciate the legal arguments and all of that. I need to go to court. And then I've been going. Exactly. So to understand issues on filing and all of the pleadings and witness statement and all of that. So when I'm well equipped, then there will be the need for me to establish my own chamber. And since I have my daughter also on the line, also doing the same program with me, also already in there, he's my senior now. So maybe I'll just bring her together, and then we put up a very nice chamber, get other lawyers as well to support us. And over time, we want to be one of the blue chip law firms in Ghana. Yes.
Hopefully we may equally join you. So what does lawyer Boatin do at his leisure times?
Oh man, I like reading. They will tell you I like reading. Like I was saying, I can sit for 12 hours. As a science student, we like sitting. Because every science student will tell you, you can maybe for one theory or hypothesis, whatever, you need to do about 3-4 hours. And that is even part of that was even what has helped me to be able to do the law, because law you need more time to sit or more time to study. And then at my leisure time, I like reading. I like watching football. I was a footballer myself. And I play football for some time. Whoever knows me, and maybe when whoever see watching or viewing us or listening to me, who knows that I was a very great footballer. I was playing with Samuel Jemfield Protocol. Yes, we can mention my name to him. Anyway,
so upon the time you had a football club.
Yeah, a football club as well. So it tells you our interest is. So my leisure time, like reading, going to church is part of me. And I don't normally, you won't see me around. You'll see me only in church, maybe, as I've already indicated, maybe watching football. So that's my only leisure that I have. And normally I don't do any other things apart from.
Where do you want to see the Kessben media
brand? And none one another. Senior Michelle pass one more who didn't want to be on fire. Me call Germany Isra. I was your message with you. Now, you can 427. I'm a to share your name. Draw the changing scenes of life in trouble and enjoy the praises of my God shall stir my heart and on and employ. The last stanza. Fear him, ye saints, and you will then have nothing else to fear. Make you his service your delight. He will make your want his care. And I hear so now, Sadam Akon, so Christian Daman, sorry. This is 528. Methodist hymn book number 528. Then this is so and so to send the twins. So we have 3 stanzas. I'm not turning now. In every Lord about him, no change my heart shall fear, and services confounded, for nothing changes here. The storm may roll without me, my heart may not be late, but God is round about me, and can I be dismayed? The second stanza. Wherever He may guide me, no one shall turn me back. My shepherd is beside me, then nothing can I lack. His wisdom ever waketh, His sight is never dim. He knows the way He taketh, and I will walk with Him. Go to the last one. Green pastures are before me, which yet I have not seen. Bright skies will soon be of me, but chiefly for her in food, the pardon grace, the quickening word. These prompts are sound that God is good. Grace of God, the and greater will be our one.
let the earth hear his voice. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, let the people rejoice. Oh, come to the Father, to Jesus the Son, and give him the glory, the things he has done. The second statement. Oh, pay for redemption, the purchase of blood, to every the promise of God, the is offender.
Forty-nine minutes past hour of year 9. Kessben Maakye so near the share, you know. And I face OTA 192.9. Stubborn. Kwabena Boateng Esquire. Kessben 2022. He was called to the bar. Interview. I will share on the Mr. Speaker. Edi, you know, any a bomber warner. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Major Mauna Feno Medford Action at Twaso Amayen. Na programs at Twaso on 92.9 FM so at Twaso. Mesaka will be a wow pesa Oba. Now also best sign a book of condolence and your baby at 92.9 FM. I was cycle. A year Aseda Twin Towers. A honum and your walk. It will be to me about now also wait to me at the sign at Tro. The person true be a F.A. Steven Kwabena Boateng Esquire Kessben. Na the Ohobiano. What they are to us on my. But as me ding Eddie Mansanson for Kojo Preko Dankwah. I'm back again tomorrow morning. Medebe Bremo. Heavily produced by Richard Apiak Sapon, Fifi Addison, and I feel so technical men on duty, Danny Abdella Roland, and I feel so Amos Midobi Biarase. Ochna Nyamaya Duma Obesan Atemenka. Away Kessben Maakye so Medford Action, Julaka and then upon Funyana Betenase. Now with the sports in our brain. Right here at 92.9 FM and I feel so Kessben TV. So have a wonderful morning. Bye bye.
Kessben 92.9